Go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right, so is money evil? Are pigs evil? No, it's just the Lord said don't worship or eat pigs. Don't worship money. You know, you cannot what? Serve God and mammon. Somebody will get that? So he said the love of money, being in order under the financial system is evil, man. All right, go ahead.
Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith.
Right, so if you covet after money, you chasing after money more than you chasing after the kingdom or righteousness, then you're erring from the faith, erring from the way. All right, that's why he say, yeah, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, man. You go and work, and give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But render unto Yahweh what is his. And that's this work, that's his wisdom. All right, go ahead, you got that wisdom, John? And wisdom is money too.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and I'm going to start at verse 12.
Yep.
It says, for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Right, so in this society, money can be used as a defense, man, keep you out of jail from the tax collectors. You know, to pay your bills and things like that, keep you from being homeless. But wisdom is a defense from wickedness, defense from sin, defense from destruction and judgment. Go ahead.
But the excellency of the knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Right, man. So wisdom giveth life. So wisdom is life, man. Money can't give you life. Money will sustain you, that's it. But wisdom gives you life, man, from death. Go ahead, brother. Money can't save you from a bullet. But wisdom will let you know where you're going if you get hit with a bullet. Go ahead, brother.
Alright, this is Sirach, chapter 31, verse 5. He that loveth gold shall not be justified, and he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof.
Right, so he that loveth these riches, man. Alright, he that loveth the dollar, he that loveth big cryptocurrency, loveth wealth in this society, you will not be justified, meaning you're not going to be, the Lord is not going to shine upon you. Alright, because to believe in Yahweh Shai will make you justified. You're not going to be in the faith. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Gold hath been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present.
Right, and Esau, that's definitely it's about to be their ruin.
Come on. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto it, and every fool shall be taken away therewith.
Right, man. So that's going into idol worship. All right.
Good.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
All right. This is Matthew 6 and 24. It says, therefore I say, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other.
Right, man. So you're going to work, you're going to receive money and wealth in this society. Your daily bread, that's what it's called, your daily bread. But the thing is, you're going to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're going to hate this world. You're going to hate wickedness. You're going to frown upon money or dollars. All right, go ahead.
It says, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Right. So you're going to hold to who? Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Holding on to his name, holding on to his word, holding on to hope or faith. Right? In the Son, Yahweh Shai. Not holding on to a dollar. Right? Holding on to the system when it's falling. And how do you hold on to America when it's falling? By what? By getting that RFID chip. That means you're trying to hold on to that American dream. You know, you don't want it to end. All right, go ahead.
It says ye cannot serve Yahweh and mammon.
Right. And mammon represents what? Riches or treasures. All right. You can't try to be rich in this society and serve the Most High. Floyd Mayweather not going to be out here teaching. You know, he's trying to get another $1 billion. All right. So it says what? What you're supposed to worry about is the end of a person and not the beginning. Seeing his riches and wealth, that doesn't mean his end is going to be
Riches and wealth.
Salvation, you know, pleasant. You got scripture?
No.
Call it out, bring it out, bro.
Well, no, I was just basically trying to finish up what you had said.
Yep, you said, oh, good.
This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 28. He that trusteth in his riches shall fall.
Right. So those that trust, like Scrooge McDuck, when he's dancing all over the damn money on the duck show, DuckTales. You're hanging on to that gold, them gold shillings like the leprechaun, and you're gonna fall, man. You're gonna fall with Esau. You're basically holding on to Esau's heel. You're gonna fall with him. All right, go ahead.
But the righteous shall flourish as a branch.
But the righteous are gonna flourish, man. The righteous are what? Growing and flourishing in the truth, flourishing in the spirit. All right, and they're gonna flourish in the kingdom. Go ahead. You got that with it? All right, go ahead.
All right, you got this one.
Just bring it up.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 7 to 9. It says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out."
Right. So the focus is what? To have spiritual wealth, man. You come into this world. When you're born in this society, you're born into sin. You're born not knowing what the hell going on. You're born as a baby. So now that you have a chance to have this wisdom, now you're wealthy. Now you're rich. All right. And if you die rich. If you die outside of the truth, you're dying in sin. All right. Go ahead.
It says in having food and raiment. And let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare.
That's right, man. And that temptation that's coming for you people is the RFID chip. They plan on trying to microchip you, man. Turn you into a damn android. That's what America has set up for you. You know? And that's right ahead of you, right on your path. That's what America got set for you. Putting the chip up your ass. Go ahead.
It says, "And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which draw men into destruction and perdition."
Right. So they fall into many, like this guy here told us, I'm going on my path, man. Like, yeah, well, you're still in America. We just telling you what they got planned for you. And a lot of you people that say it ain't going to happen, IUIC, they shut down my damn social media site yesterday. I was getting on Nate ass. He had a live on, and I was getting on him. And they was like, "Oh shit, ain't no RFID, ain't no chips here but potato chips." Talking shit, calling me a demon, all kind of stuff for trying to warn you damn idiot. And next thing you know, my page shut down for a day. Y'all the police, man. Yeah, they the police, man. The IUIC. Not telling our people about the chip. And they moving towards it. That's the focus of this lesson. Go ahead.
It says, "For the love of money is the root of all evil." So like,
right. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Money is an evil itself. It has no life to it. It's a dead thing. All right. But what makes it evil is the love of it. The way people treat each other, and you know. Go ahead.
It says, "Which while some covet after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows."
That's right, man. Chasing after wealth in this society, you're gonna trouble yourself with many sorrows. And we leading into what? The time of Jacob's troubles. Where they about to bring the hammer down one last time on you people, man. Yeah, please do.
Going back what he said about Floyd Mayweather, he retired from boxing. He ain't supposed to box no more, but yeah, he fought Conor McGregor for money. He fought he just got done fighting some Asian dude for money. He lives a very, very luxurious lifestyle. Everything around him costs a lot of money. And for him to stop boxing that's gonna be him stop making money. He gonna fight until he dies. He gonna be an old 60-year-old man in the ring fighting just because he wants some money.
And he got all that wealth, and when he died, he cannot take it with him now. Alright, and also in the midst of Jacob's trouble, man. Alright, when the poor don't have nothing, who you think the poor are going to try to come and attack? The rich, man. Alright, it shows in many other movies like The Purge, man.
He was fighting for his life.
How they invade houses. Alright, because that's what it's going to come down to in the midst of Jacob's trouble. They're going to be invading your house, taking your goods, anything that they get, anything that they can get, man. Alright, and they're not going to come with peace, man.
Right, man. The scripture says they're going to be invading one another.
Americans make a lot of jokes about Chinese people eating cats and dogs. During the time of Jacob's trouble, that's what it's going to come down to. You're going to see a lot of Americans eat their pets. People say, "Bye bye to Sparky."
A lot of people eat their own children. A lot of people going to sell their children, sell their girls, whatever, man, just to eat. You know? They're going to get that chip just to survive. Alright? Because Now, because you had what? In 1929, you had the in 1929 you had the stock market crash. In 1929. So in 1930s you had the what? The Great Depression. Right? So it turns from a crash to a recession to a depression. It's a crash when it involves the banks, the farms, and the investors, and the corporate. All right, when they lose out, that's called a crash. And that just happened from October to December. The market crashed. And everybody that lost out is what? The investors, the corporate, the farms, and the banks. All right? Look at Apple and the tech companies like Apple. All right, they just crashed. And especially with China, the trade war with China. So now, what happens next? A depression. A depression is when you get the people involved, where you have unemployment, food stamps gone, government shut down, taxes taken, people losing their pay, all right, losing their benefits. Real quick, and that's when you call what? That's called a Great Depression, and that's happening now. It's on the same process as the Great Depression of 1929, and that wasn't the only depression. You had another Great Depression in 1921 that they don't talk about. All right, and that's when they let the markets. After World War I, they had to take all that money, and they started to inflate the dollar. All right, meaning debasing the dollar. All right, now go ahead, brother.
This is an article. It says stock market investors, it's time to hear the ugly truth. I'm gonna read two quick paragraphs. For years, critics of the U.S. central bank policy have been dismissed as negative Nellies, but the ugly truth is staring us right in the face. Stock market investors are being a game. Artificial liquidity is central bank jawboning, not organic growth, and now the jig is up. As I've been saying for a long time, there is zero evidence that markets can make or sustain new heights without some sort of intervention on the side of central banks. None. Zero. Zilch.
Right.
That was just the first two paragraphs.
Right. And also, they got the golden goose that popped up out of nowhere. They got it where you can have a market correct itself, or you can have regulators set in place, which is the Fed. But the golden goose that popped up out of nowhere is crypto coin. Now the dollar has something challenging against. Well, actually, fiat currency around the world has something challenging it called cryptocurrency. So that's why, my bad. That's why all the markets and their currencies are crashing, because they have something competing against it to do away with that old fiat system, man, all around the world. That's why it's going to be what? A temptation that comes upon the whole world. They all going to pull away from fiat. They're going to move to cryptocurrency, and America going to be the one that push that chip on all the ones that the areas where the Americans are at, what they call America, like Hawaii or the islands, wherever.
I got another article.
Okay.
This is an article on Black Monday, when 1987.
87, yeah.
It says Black Monday, referring to Monday, October 1987, when the stock market around the world crashed. It says the crash began in Hong Kong and spread west to Europe, hitting the United States after other markets have already sustained.
And this crash right here in 2008 and in 2018 started in Hong Kong again, and it ended with America. It started overseas and it ends at home. Just like now, it started overseas and it's going to end right here in America. And when the countries lose faith in the dollar and America loses faith in the dollar, they're going to move over to cryptocurrency and to RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Go ahead.
It says sustained decline. The Dow Jones Industrial of average. All right, basically going into how the Dow Jones, when it was crashing, the market was crashing. And the same thing, history repeats itself. There's nothing new underneath the sun.
Right, I think it dropped 500 points back then.
Kind of 508 points.
508
and
points.
More?
And then the difference is the markets were so low back then, and they didn't have everything together. They didn't have the computers they have today. So when they crashed, they had to tally all that stuff themselves. It was a wrap. I'm talking about, you gotta look at that, man. Look at that documentary. And it was so much and I ain't gonna get into it, but it was one guy that saved him, man. He decided to buy something at a cheap rate or sell something real cheap, and that's what got the markets going. They had to sell anything to get the markets going. Somebody buy or sell something, because it dropped so low that everybody was scared. It was jumping off the shit. And this one guy, he saved the markets a couple days later by just throwing something out at like $1,800, real cheap. And somebody bought it, then they bought another one, and that got the market going again. And then they set regulators in place to make sure that never happens again.
That was it, man.
Yeah, man. So that's the Black Monday, you know, and that's what they're looking to happen now. So now the economy gonna drop 5,000 something points instead of 508. You know, you got all these different systems, all these money, all these dollars printed since that time, 1980s. You got billions of dollars printed, so you know they got to account for all of that. All right. Where we at? I got precepts.
I got one precept.
You got one? I'm gonna get that money clip into it, cause that's very important. All right, go ahead, bro.
All right, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 4.
Yep.
Labor not to be rich. Labor not to be rich.
Right. So you labor to what? Take your daily bread. You labor to just take care of your family, and you take your daily bread. But the people in this society in America, y'all are laboring to be rich. You working every day, working 2 jobs, but you can barely pay your bills. That's servitude. Somebody robbed you, and it's called who? The Feds, the Illuminati, the illuminated ones, the one that stole the gold out of Fort Knox in the 60s. There's no gold there. So what is the dollar backed by? Nothing. It's all a hoax. They're selling lies to these countries. All right, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Bible, and the confusion of faces scattered around the 4 corners of the earth. Somebody will hold that phone.
So,
all right, go ahead, precept, somebody.
I got it. This Deuteronomy, going back to where in the scriptures talks about being paid for your day.
Yeah, man.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, I'm starting at verse 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates.
Right. And this is talking about today, when you work, you're supposed to get paid that same day, so you have the option of coming back or not. If not, it's servitude, and that's oppression. Go ahead. And especially if they tax you and take money from your pay. All right, go ahead.
Verse 15. At his day thou shalt give him his hire, and hire is another way of saying his pay.
Yep, his income. Yep.
Neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it. Lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee.
Hey, but that lets you know the spirit that Trump is in, man. He's a wicked man, yo. And you know, they'll let you go the whole week and wait for your check at the 2-week check, man. You got to go 2 weeks waiting for your check. And even Trump now, he's talking about taking your taxes from you, from families, man, that's suffering. You got people that's on dialysis that's going to be put to death because of that shutdown. You know, you got animals that's going to be put to death. That people that they can't pay for the shots and stuff like that. All right? So they go, you know, he causing a lot of death and confusion and sadness due to his own pride because he want his wall. He want a wall that's not going to be made, man. 3,000 miles of land, 2,000, 3,000 miles of land, they only got 350 miles built. And he almost out of office.
There was this Chinese comedian, hard Chinese actually, he said, Trump wanted to build a wall. I'm from China. It don't work.
Right. Yeah, man, but, you know, so Trump, too, with the shutdown, you know what else? With this shutdown, they cannot investigate Trump on them charges. When they had charges against Trump, that investigation from the feds has to stop during the shutdown. All right, he's slick, man. He's pushing it off. Go ahead, bro.
And another thing is, even if they try to further that investigation, he said 10 minutes before his term is over, or before they try to prosecute him, he's going to put Mike Spence in the office, delegate him to office to pardon him off all charges.
And that's the way Rome works, man. That's why America is the revised Roman Empire, man. All right, it's the revised Roman Empire. It is the nation that's pushing the image of the beast. Revelation 13, somebody?
got 14.
Where it say the two horns? Yep. Because you got the European Union in the King James Bible. When you read about the dragon in the Bible, that's the European Union. When you read about the beast in the Bible, that's NATO. The so-called white man started all of that mess. All that demonic mess of slavery and confusion on the earth. The second Babylon. Y'all are worse than Nebuchadnezzar and the Assyrians. Alright? Babylon means confusion. And you have not been paid back for the slavery you put on the Native Americans and the Latinos and Negroes.
Alright, this is Revelation 13 and 11.
That's right, let's get it.
And I beheld another beast cometh out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spoke as a dragon.
Right, beast just means kingdom. Camera, is it still going through? Check the time on it. Alright. And beast just means kingdom. Alright, he saw another king come out of the what? Out of the sea. And the sea represents the tumultuous sea.
Out of the earth.
Out of the earth. Basically mean the people. Alright, go ahead.
It says, and he spake as a dragon.
And he spake as what? As Rome. Alright? He has a senate. They got a Caesar in the sense of a president. Alright? They got politicians. They have Augustus, which is basically Illuminati, or a centralized bank. Alright? Go ahead.
And he exercises all the power.
And their taxes, their taxation. Alright, that happened in Rome. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I'll speak on it after this.
Okay. It says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Right. And Rome was healed around the 1400s. All right. And later, with what you call the European Union. You know. And it was given that wound. In 410 AD, with what you call the sack of Rome. Alright? And then before that, with the Severus dynasty. And we're going to get into that as well, man, because Severus didn't kill anybody, man. He didn't go through butchering people. He just won the election. It was called the time of the 5 emperors. And he was one of the ones that came out on top, the Severus. Alright? We're going to get into that, though. Go ahead. That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
No. Read it again. He exercises all. I'm going to cut that part.
Alright. This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast cometh out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb.
Right. The two horns represent what's called what? The Republicans and Democrats. Alright. And that also started with a guy named Diocletian in around 285 AD. Alright. When he voted in, who was that? Maximinius, and he gave him the west coast of Rome, and Diocletian took the east coast, which was later called the Byzantine Empire. And on the east coast, they were fighting against invaders called Persians and Palestinians. They were trying to get their land back over there near Syria on the east, and then in the south on the east. But then on the west or the north, you had the Goths, the Vikings. They were trying to. People just teach it that they were trying to kill Rome. No, they were trying to be annexed to Rome. They wanted to join Rome, but Rome was pulling into Christianity and Greek mythology, while the Goths were dealing with paganism, and they didn't want that paganism in their society. All right, and all them people. So when all them barbarians and Vikings came from the north or the mountains, the Franks, the Visigoths, the Berbers, which a lot of them were Jakes, when they came down from the north into those areas of Rome, and they took some of their army in, Rome had to pay for all that army now. Rome had to pay for those wars that were breaking out against the Carthaginians, the Second Punic Wars. The Second Punic Wars were against Jakes, which is where you get the 300 from, the Carthaginian. All right, Hannibal Barca, Carthaginian. See that these were Jakes. So in that war, they had to fund that. So to pay for it, they started doing something called debasing their coin, which led them into hyperinflation because they had to keep debasing it. And when you debase a coin, you basically take, if it's silver, you take all the silver out of it.